Hello everyone, welcome back to our sessions. Today we'll be again discussing about Amazon EC2, Amazon Cloud. So in the last session we have discussed about like how to create an AWS account so that you can work on AWS Cloud. As you already know that cloud is very popular nowadays, everyone is working on cloud. So we should always try to upskill ourselves and I'll show you today that how to create an EC2 instance, basically Elastic Compute Cloud. So we'll be seeing that. So before that, I would like to show you that what all we'll be doing it today. So we are going to create an EC2 instance. So EC2 is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud. So just to have you understand further this, EC2 is nothing but it's a virtual machine which you can create in the cloud environment and you can use it. The way you are using your laptop, your desktops for your work, where you have a lot of applications, a lot of software installed, where you're doing all your analysis or anything like that. So where that is the machine which you are logging into. You might have seen the remote desktops, okay, VDIs, all that. So it's the same kind of thing. Only thing you will not be creating physical machines. You don't need to install anything by yourself. Okay, so your environment will be not used for that. So basically, Elastic Compute Cloud, it will be called as a virtual machine created on a cloud provider, okay, infrastructure. So that is what, and we can use any number of cloud instances, basically EC2 instances. Instance means one machine, okay, so at a time. So here, you can create any number of instances. You can create any kind of machines, whether it's a Windows, Linux, or any kind of machine. You can define there what kind of capacity you want. Let's say whether it should be a 4 gigs machine, 8 gigs machine, or 128 gigs machine. That's all up to you. Say now what happened, let's say in the last session we discussed, and you might be aware that elasticity is one of the most important thing. Means you can increase, decrease the capacity as per your requirement. Now today, let's say you bought a machine, your desktop for your office work, and that is having, let's say, 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, but tomorrow you are doing very heavy processing of data and all. In that case, 8 GB is not sufficient, and you realize that you have to upgrade. So what you will do, you will upgrade to a different machine which will have 16 gigs, so or 32 gigs. So in this case, what you are doing, you are spending a lot of money upfront, where you are investing in hardware and upgrading again and again as per your requirement. Now let's say after a few years you don't have that kind of workload and all, and the machine which was having, let's say, 128 gigs is of no use. So what does it mean? That you have wasted your money? Obviously. In this case, the cloud environment is one of the most important thing, which can help your business, and already doing it. So it's helping millions of users and thousands of businesses across the globe, that how that they are saving a lot of money, all that stuff. So in this case, what will happen, you can create a machine, you can create instances or different services which cloud providers are offering, and you can scale up, scale down anytime, whenever you want. Today you want, let's say, 100 gigs of machine, then you can use it today. After a few days, if you don't want, you want to bring it down, scale down, then you can do that also. So that is the most important thing here, is that pay whatever you are using. If you don't want to use half of that, reduce your size, reduce the infrastructure, and then pay for that only. So that's what cloud stands for. So here we'll be creating an EC2 instance today, and these are all steps which we'll be doing. So choosing a machine, the volume, tags, security groups, VPC, and all that stuff, that is part of our today's session. So today we'll be doing it. So I have already logged into my Amazon AWS console, and hope you might have already created your account, AWS account. If you have not created your account, you can check out my previous video. There I have explained that how to create AWS account. Okay, and once that is done, you will be able to see this kind of screen. So let's say this is just a demo account for me. So here I have few of the recent services which I am working in. Other than this, it is showing me my AWS health, any issues, schedule changes, other notifications, and how much cost it will be if I have any running machines. So it is already showing me here. I don't have any running machine for now. So these are different services, trusted advisor, all these are different kind of services which we'll be seeing it today. So okay, so launch a virtual machine, you can do it from here. Within 2 minutes you can create a new machine. You can't even decide or you can't even purchase a machine outside if you want to do within 2 minutes, but here you can do that. Register a domain, you want to create a domain, start a development project with CodeStar, AWS. There are different services basically. So I'll show you here. So these are different services which you can have. So here you see that if you are working with analytics, you have these many services, Athena, Cloud Search, all these things. If you're working with application integration, then you have these many services. If you're working with AR and VR, okay, AWS Cost Management, how much cost and all that will be there. You can use it through AWS Budgets, Cost Explorer, that how much it will cost you if you want to use this service, that service, and so on. Blockchain, if you're working with blockchain technologies, business applications, compute. So compute is the most important thing which we'll be doing it today. So it's called like EC2 instances, EC2 image builder, all these Lambda, okay, AWS, all that. So containers, we can use containers, AWS enabler, okay. So database, if you want to work on any of the data, Dynamo database is one of the most important managed NoSQL database of AWS environment, and we'll be using a lot of these things. RDS, managed relational database services. In RDS you can use any other databases, like whether you want SQL or any other. So like this, if you see, there are hundreds of other services which are working with. So you have IoT, you have machine learning, you have all these things, hundreds of other services which are already there. So what we will do, we will go to compute. Okay, we will go to compute and we will say EC2 instance. Okay, so just select the EC2. So when you select EC2, what will happen, you will get a new window which will say that, okay, this is the place where you want to create your EC2 instance. Means we are trying to create a virtual machine, and that virtual machine will help us to log in. So we will be able to log in with that, and then we can do a lot of other things. Okay, we can install softwares on that machine and we can use it whenever we want. We can close it. Close means like we can shut down that machine whenever we want. We can restart all that stuff. It will be kind of our own machine, but on the cloud environment. So here you can see that none of the machines are running. Here you see, if I close this, means none of the EC2 instances are running for me right now. You do not have any instances in this region. So region is Ohio. You should choose the region which is closer to you. Okay, so for good connectivity and for performance. So here you can use any of these things. So here you have US East, North Virginia, then Ohio, North Carolina, Oregon, Cape Town. Okay, so here you can see all those stuff. Okay, so you have all these things. Let's say I'm in India, so I can use the Mumbai one, but still okay for me, it's just demo. So you can use any of those things. It's all up to you. And the cost wise also it will vary. So you can check. So when you're doing it for business, make sure you have checked the cost of the regions which you are choosing. Based on that only it might vary. Okay, so remember that. So I have already selected Ohio. So I'm going to go with that. So now what we'll do, we will say launch instance. So here there is no machine. We'll say launch instance. So under launch instance, you will see that, okay, so you will see that there are multiple options coming up. So what different kind of machines, we have Windows machine, we have Linux machine, and so on. We have Mac machine, Mac OS, Big Sur or all. So we have different kind of operating system basically. So here it is asking us to choose Amazon Machine Image, AMI. So what is AMI? AMI is a pre-configured machine which with a software whatever you want, which a operating system whatever you want. It's up to you completely. Okay, remember you will have to pay for that as per the hourly basis or as per the plan whatever you choose. Okay, so here you have my AMIs. If you have selected any AMIs, AWS Marketplace, here you can select any of the marketplace is the place where you can select any of the softwares, whatever you want. It's all up to you, whatever softwares you want. So here you see There will be thousands of softwares available here. So backup and recovery, 82 products. Application development, 1184 products. Application servers, 1020. So there are thousands of services which are available here. Okay, I'll go to community AMI. So these are the community AMIs. You can check that out. Now I'll go to quick start back. So here you can see I have all those stuff. Now just to have for this session, I'm going to choose the free tier only. Free tier means those selection machines will be eligible for to use, which will be eligible to use as a free without any cost. Okay, so here you see this, you can just click on this eye icon, so that will help you understand. If you are new to AWS, the free usage tier allows you to launch and run micro instances. Remember, this is micro instances and it will be valid for 1 year. You can close them any time, you can create anytime, that's for a different thing, but you can use it for 1 year and it will be eligible for free for 1 year, remember. But it is micro instance. Micro instance means very less memory. So I'll select this free tier only, and I got all these options. So here you see Linux machine is there, Red Hat is there, Linux, all that obviously, and Amazon RDS is there, Windows machine, so Windows operating systems. Okay, so that is all up to you. So Windows operating systems and all that as per your requirements. So all these are free tier eligible. Here you see free tier eligible. Okay, under that, let's say I want to choose this one, Microsoft Windows Server to 2019 base. So okay, I am choosing and going with this one. So I'll say select. Okay, so I'll say select. It is already had selected this one, but I will not go with that. So I'll say select this one. So I got this one. Okay, it is trying to create that. So here you see it is showing me that what kind of family it belongs to, T2, T3 and all that. Okay, and based on that the prices will be varied, remember this. And this is the type of the instance. Okay, so T2 Nano, it will be coming with one CPU, memory of 0.5 gigs GBs. Okay, and EBS only storage. Okay, elastic storage. Okay, and EBS optimized available, network performance low to moderate and all that stuff. So here you see out of these only this particular one is eligible for a free tier, remember. So you have to select this one. Remember, if you select any other instance, you have to pay, means you will be charged on your card which you have used here. So if you are new, make sure to use only the free tier one only, so that you can learn the things. Once you are ready, you have learned a lot of stuff and all, then you can start using it for your own purpose or your business purposes. I'll use this already selected. If it is not selected, then select this one. I'll say next is configure instance details. So here it is the configuration which will help us to see how many instances and all that you want to create. So how many instances you want? So for now I want to create only one, or you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 as per your requirement. How many machines you want, basically how many machines you want, it's all up to you. For now I'll say one. And the purchase option, so this is basically you have the option to require spot instances and all. So those are the different kind of plans what Amazon is offering. And network, this is the, for now, right now you can leave them as it is. Okay, but I'll explain what all of these are used. Network is nothing but virtual private cloud. So right now this is going to use the default VPC. Okay, if you want to create a new VPC, virtual private cloud, that will be our coming topics when we'll be discussing all these things in detail. So virtual private cloud is nothing but it's a kind of it's a private network, means within this network only people can connect to these machines. Okay, no one outside of this network can access these machines. Okay, it's nothing but the office environment, the way you have if you are working in your offices and all. So you have your office environment, means intranet. Again, no one outside your network can access the applications, your services and all. It's the same thing here. So we can create our own VPCs also here. Subnet, so we can create our subnets, auto assign public IP. So right now it will be public IP we'll be using. If I'll explain this thing in detail later, but a public IP, and we'll have, there is a concept called something called elastic IP. So we'll discuss these things in detail. So host name, so it will be subnet setting, whatever we'll be using. And these are all, this is identity access management, IAM. So for now we are not using any IAM roles and all. Okay, shutdown behavior, it will be if you shut down this machine, then it will be stopped. Okay, or if you say want to terminate this, then it will be terminated completely. Stop means the way you are doing shut down your machines, means you can restart them. But if you select the terminate one, then it will never be restarted. That machine is gone forever. Okay, so don't change any of these things. Okay, so for now we are okay. We'll go to the next step. So just say next storage. So this is the volume part. Okay, this is the volume part which I told you here. So here the next step is volume. So volume is nothing but the disk space. Okay, so here this volume is standing for the disk space. So for now, let's say by default it will be coming with 30 gigs of disk space. Out of 30 gigs, like see, it will be giving you something around 10 gigs only, because 20 gigs will be used by the operating system and all that stuff. So you will not be having much volume for that. So let's say you want to change it to 50, you can do it here. Let's say I want to change it to 50, I can do it here. So my machine which will be created, it will be having 50 gigs of machine RAM. This thing disk. Okay, RAM is different thing. RAM is always the one which you have chosen initially. So for now I'm not changing it. We'll do all these things. We can do modify this thing later also. Let's say I want to add a new volume, I can do from here also. We'll do these things later. For now you can just go ahead with the same kind of setup. Next is tags. Tags is nothing but like how you want to identify this particular instance. Okay, so you can just say tags. Okay, so you can give any of these values. So tag consists of case sensitive key value pair. For example, you could define a key, name and value, web server and all that. Let's say I'll just name it as test. Okay, test instance, and I will name it as, let's say, whatever, say demo. Okay, so I have given all these things, that's fine. Say next thing is configure security group. Security group is one of the most important thing. So here, like I told you about the security group. So security group is one of the most important thing. So what it will help you, security group is nothing but the way how you want to connect. So you want to connect it to SSH, or like you want to connect to HTTP, HTTPS, or any other traffic. How you want to bring the traffic, or that what kind of traffic you want to disable or enable. So that all will be defined by security groups. So you can define that through a particular IP only, and should be able to access this machine. That all you can do. For now, let's say it is. So here you see that custom is there. Okay. So anywhere. So let's say if it is anywhere, it means it will no anyone can access that. Okay, if you say my IP, then only your IP will, anyone from your IP only will be able to access this. So that is how like it will work, and you can keep on changing the ports, that from these ports only this traffic should be allowed, all that stuff. So that is all the rules which you can make as per your requirement. So that is the security group. We'll discuss this thing in detail, but this is one of the most important part of this thing. So virtual private cloud, security groups are the most important thing for any kind of cloud instances, whether you are using AWS, whether you're using like any other, let's say Google Cloud or Azure or anything. So we are done here, and now we will just say review and launch. Okay, so here you see that we have this instance type t2.micro. This is 1 CPU, 1 gigs of memory, 1 GB memory RAM. Okay, and all these things. Okay, so instance details, all that stuff, you can just review that and say launch. Once you launch, it will ask you that how you want to create the pair. So you have to log in. You know that like when you launch a machine, you have to log in. So how do you log in? So what for that we have to use a pair. So what I'll do, key pair type. So you can have this kind of thing. So I'll say demo. Okay, I'll say download page. So what it will do, it will download a .pem file that is called private key file. Okay, so that is already downloaded, demo.pem. I'll say launch instance. So right now what it is happening, it is launching the instance. So you can just click on these things. Your instances are now launching. Okay, and you view launch log, or you can just click on that, and you'll reach to that place from where we started. So this is the place from where we started, and here you can name it, let's say demo for now. Okay, so it will be having a name, and instance ID pending. It is in pending state. It is still going to be created. It will take some time, few minutes only. Okay, t2.micro, no alarms. Okay, availability zone, public IP, and all that stuff. Here it is coming. And at the bottom you can see all the details of this. Okay, instance is in pending, still getting created. Okay, public DNS, all that stuff. So it will take few minutes, and once that is ready, means it will be in running state, we'll be having this thing. So here, let's say you can see that it is running, so I'll just refresh it again. So I'll say run. Now what all options I'm having, I have options of instance, state, actions, and all that stuff. Now I'll select this one, then only these things will be enabled. And I'll say actions. Okay, so I have instance, stop, reboot, terminate. So if I say stop, it will be stopped, reboot, restart, and terminate means I want to close this completely forever. Okay, so I'll say connect. Okay, so when I say connect, I have a session manager, okay, through SSH, okay, RDP client or EC2 serial console, the way how you want to connect to this. So what I have here, I want to get a password. Okay, so you must be having RDP, remote desktop protocol, and all those applications installed in your machine. If not, you can download that. Okay, so I'll just you can have this thing. I already have that. I'll say get password. So it will take 4 minutes to it will still take 4 minutes after launching an instance before retrieving the password. So that PEM file which we have downloaded, it will be using that to create a password. So let's wait for at least 4 minutes, 2 more minutes. So now like we are able to get this thing. So I'll say browse the key pair, the file which we have downloaded. Okay, and I have just uploaded that file. Here you see demo.pem. Okay, so this is the private key, okay, which you can download. Okay, so if it's your choice, okay, if you have the RSA private key, you can copy or paste the content below here. So that is all. Okay, I'll say decrypt. Okay, so what it will happen, it will give me the public DNS, username, and password here. So I'll copy this thing first. Okay, let me just use it here. Okay. Okay, so I got this thing, and then I have this user will be administrator, obviously, and then I have password. So I'll just copy the password here and I'll put this back here. Okay, so I got this password. So that's all you need, username and password. Now what you have to do, you have to launch the application through which you want to connect to this. So here I have the RDP client, so I'll launch my application. Okay, so I have Microsoft Report Desktop. There were a few other applications. Okay, so I'll cancel this. So now let's say I want to connect to this particular instance. Okay, so I'll say add it. Okay, and what I'll do, I have to give the new details, this one. So I'll just give this details here in my Microsoft Remote Desktop. Here you see I can use this one or remote desktop application. There are different other clients also. It's your choice, whichever you want. So here I have given the PC name. Okay, I'll say save. Okay, and now I'll double click on that. Here you see it is asking me the username and password. So username is always administrator, or you can create multiple roles as per your requirement. Okay, administrator, and then I have to give the password. So this is my password. I got my password, say okay, and it is giving me all these details. You can just say continue. Here you see it is trying to connect to, and here we are. So it has connected to the machine, the one which we wanted to connect, and it is setting up the machine, a new machine. It is setting up the new machine. So here you see you got a Windows machine up and running. Okay, so we were in a Mac machine and now we have moved to a remote Windows machine. So here you see all that. So a machine is ready for you. Okay, so where you can install, or you can do any kind of services, you can install any kind of software here, and you can use it as per your requirement. So here you see that out of 30 GB, the volume which we were discussing, we are having around 13 gigs free. Okay, so you are only having 13 gigs. So now 30, if you're installing softwares and all that stuff, you might need more volume. So you can have that thing later also. So you can configure that also later. So here you see, and this PC. So here you can just have the properties, and you will realize that it is only having 1024 MB. So it is 1 gigs of machine. The way we configured it, that's how it is coming up. So this is how like we'll be able to create the machines EC2 instances and all that. I want to close this. I can just click on that, and I am going to come back again here. Here you see, so I'm having all this machine up and running ready, and like this I can create any number of machines. I can create any number of instances, whatever kind of volume, whatever kind of RAM, high configuration machines, low configuration machines, as per my requirement. And like this I'll be able to do lot of stuff using AWS services, which will be coming, and in the coming sessions, which you will be seeing in the coming sessions. So that is all a lot of things to learn and to work in the cloud environment. So there is a lot of things which you can start with. So I would say that just start doing all this thing, because this is all going to help you in your career. Don't forget to learn, or don't stop yourself to learn new things all the time. That is all going to pay you for your life. So today we discussed about that, how to create the EC2 instances, how to create volume and all this stuff. And now we are ready to use that virtual machine all the time. So now it is up and running. Now let's say I have used it. Now you know that this is a free one, so it will not be charging you. Okay, you can keep it running. Okay, but if it is a paid one, then just assume that you have created a paid one for your some learning, and you want to stop it. So what you have to do, you have to just select the instance which you want to stop, and you have to say stop instance. Okay, stop instance will close that instance for now. Okay, till the time you do it again. Okay, you have to say start instance, and it will not be charging you for that period of time. Okay, if you want to terminate this instance, you can do it from here also. Okay, if you select from this, then you will be able to terminate the machine. So that's all from my side for today. Hope you might have liked and learned something new. If you have liked and learned, please do share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, so that they can also learn. Thank you very much.